Am I live? I think I'm live. Let me turn on my video. And here we go. All right. Am I live? It's been so long since I've done one of these. Thank you for anyone who shows up. No one's here yet, I don't think. I should probably just get it. All right. So tonight, I'm going to do a reading on... why am I not having video? Okay, it's working. So tonight I'm going to do a reading on cryptocurrencies because it's something that you guys have asked about a lot. I've said in the past, and I have to kind of say that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme because that's not allowed on YouTube, and I'm not advocating that anyways. I'm just doing a reading as best I can for entertainment purposes. I think that's what I legally have to say. But I just want to take a look at... I looked before in the... I did a reading on crypto for 2023, just the general markets, and I know they've been pretty turbulent this year, and a lot of things going on with the markets. But I wanted to look more specifically at the top 10, market cap cryptocurrencies and see how they're doing overall. And so I have the top 10 here, and I'm just gonna read through them and give you what I see as the overall pattern for their energy for this year. And if you have any questions or anything else you want me to read on, feel free to let me know. And let me know also if the sound has any issues. But I think before I get started, actually, let me give you guys a link to my previous reading that I did on the overall markets for crypto, in case you want to watch that video, because I looked at the overall energy, because a lot of people were worried that crypto would be totally devastated in 2023 or whatever. So if you want to know the overall pattern that I see for all the crypto markets, watch that video as soon as I find it. Where is it? And then, but tonight I'll do a reading on specifically the top 10 and anything else you guys want me to read on. Actually, I have a list of the top 12, so maybe I'll do all 12. But so here's the previous one I did, if you want to go back and watch it. Or just stick around, because I think this video is going to basically cover a lot of the same material, because if we're looking at the top 10, you're going to see the overall pattern. Basically, I'm just looking for the rest of 2023. What can we expect? Are these currencies going to dive, or are they going to fly? Who knows? I don't claim to be an expert on crypto. People do contact me about financial readings, and I will do them, but I hesitate to do them because I feel like they tend to be... I don't feel like I have the same confidence in them, but I try, and I'll do my best, and I'll give you an honest reading, but I don't make any promises, and don't bet your life savings on this. But sometimes they've been pretty accurate. And but before I go on, let me just mention I have a new coupon. If anyone wants any personal readings on SuperPeer, go to superpeer.com/Adam Savage and use this coupon SpringSav. I think this is good through the end of May 30th, 31st. How many days are in May? And then it's good for like 10% off, I believe. And you can contact me about anything you want a reading on. Finance, personal matters, whatever challenges you're facing and want help with. Just reach out to me there. And voila. All right, let's get started with tonight's reading. I'm probably going to try and do this fast so I can not stay on too long. But here I will begin with, and these top 10 is just a site I Googled and found the top 10 currencies. And like I said, I don't claim to be an expert. I have no investments in crypto. I'm just reading for your benefit to give you an overall pattern. But let's see. So I'm starting with number 10 and building up to number 1, like a countdown. And we'll see. And as always, feel free to chime in with any questions you want personal readings on any other crypto or any other investment readings you want me to do, just let me know and I'll do them tonight if I have time and if you're all chiming in. So only a few people here right now, but that's fine. I actually just announced this a few hours ago, so I'm surprised anyone showed up, but welcome y'all. And I always say this, I'm trying to do more readings, but I haven't done readings in like 3 weeks. I know. I apologize. I'm in Japan now. I'm in near Osaka, and whenever I move, it just messes up my whole energy pattern and takes me a while to get readjusted again. But I'm back with a vengeance, and here we go. All right, so let's begin with the first currency, Binance USD. I have no idea what a lot of these are. You know, I mean, I know what they are, but I mean, I don't. Well, some of these I've never even heard of. So let's see. I think I'm just gonna do. Let's see. So we're in March right now. I think I'll do the remaining 3 quarters of this year. You know, like kind of March through June, July through September, and then October to December. So the first, I'll just give you a general pattern that I see for this year. All right, so I'm going to do the 3 cards and then I'll tell you what they mean. All right. All right. Okay, so for Binance USD, first quarter, or not the first quarter, I guess the second quarter that we're going into right now, I'm seeing this 5 of Wands, a lot of contention, a lot of conflict. And then beyond that, the fall, I see this 9 of Swords card. And then in the winter, or I guess October to December, I'm seeing this King of Swords. So I guess what I'm seeing, the overall pattern for this cryptocurrency is that it's going to basically be, right now it's like there's this like a very frothy market with crypto in general. And that's all this contention that's going on between the currencies and also just different investment vehicles beyond crypto. And then in the fall, I'm seeing kind of a overall dip down. And then, but in the end of the year, I'm seeing a much stronger position. So I think if you invested in it now, I think you would expect it to go down and kind of start to rear up at near the end of the year. So not bad, but just don't expect any short-term gain. Like if you're looking to flip a currency really quick, I don't see that happening. So again, let me just say again, because I don't want to have any trouble with YouTube, that I'm not, I have to say this, I'm not offering financial advice. I'm just seeing what I see, and I'm not making any promises, so don't bet your life savings on this. But this is what I'm seeing for the overall pattern. All right, so for Binance, that's what I'm seeing. Let's move on to number 9, which is Dogecoin. The famous crypto. This is one cryptocurrency that I have heard of, just because it's associated with Doge. Is that how you say it? That dog meme. Okay, so Dogecoin. Let's see what we got between now and the end of the year. Seeing. I also see a comment from OpenEye. I can't wait. Please include meme coins and 1,000 times potential this year, 2023. So if you're here still, maybe you could clarify, because like I said, I'm not an expert on crypto by any means. I'm just reading on the top 10 based on a website list. And so meme coins, I don't even know, is that like a specific currency, or is that like a type of currency that's different from regular cryptocurrencies? And then 1,000 times potential this year. So if you're here, please feel free to clarify what that means, because yeah, I'm not entirely sure what it means. I can Google it at the end if I have time, but I'm going to move on with this. So I'm doing Dogecoin right now, and looking at the rest of this year, final 3 quarters. I think what I'm seeing so far, though, is that people that are expecting the markets to behave in a very coordinated and concentrated manner, I don't see that. I'm seeing like each of the currencies is behaving in its own independent. They all are linked, but and they're all linked to the larger economy. But there's also just a great deal of independence. Kind of like I was thinking about how people can like follow, filter bubbles, and people can have like celebrities that they know and that are known by 20 million people, but somebody else may never even heard of them. They're in their own world. So I think markets are starting to become like that. There's just so many different markets and possibilities. So yeah, for Dogecoin through the end of this year, I'm seeing right now between now and June, around there, kind of a lowering of the market. Then King of Wands, which is, so for fall, I'm seeing kind of a stronger presence going up. And then in the end of the year, this Two of Pentacles, which is kind of mediocre performance. So I think you're going to see their strongest performance in the fall with that King of Wands card for Dogecoin. Yeah, so let's move on to the next one. Beyond Dogecoin, we have Polygon. I hadn't heard of this one. Let me make sure I thought it said something about this one being, let's see, Polygon says Polygon is a cryptocurrency that focuses, oh, okay, that is the name of it. I thought it had a different name. Okay, so let's look at Polygon between now and the end of the year. All right. Okay, interesting. So for Polygon, between now and like around June, I'm seeing temperance, which means I don't see it being very dynamic. I think it's going to be pretty flat and level overall. In the kind of summer to fall time, I'm seeing this Page of Swords card. So make sure I have Polygon up. Yeah, I'm seeing this Page of Swords card. So from around July to September or so, I think this is going to be basically a very slight increase in that time period. And then in the end of the year, again, I'm seeing the King of Swords, which suggests to me this has come up twice near the end of the year, which means I think for the markets, like overall, the crypto market at the end of the year is going to look stronger than it is now. I think it's kind of still reeling from a lot of collapsing, website problems and so on. Yeah, so I think again, kind of a slow for Polygon, kind of a slow rise, and then near the end of the year is going to be its strongest time. All right, let's move on to Cardano. Maybe this was the one I think that had, what did it say? Cardano I had not heard of. It says Cardano is the cryptocurrency platform behind ADA, the name of the currency. Okay, just want to clarify, so maybe you know it as ADA or ADA. It says it has a market cap of 11 billion. It's astonishing. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't follow crypto very closely because I don't invest in it. But $11 billion worth of investment in it is pretty incredible. So let's look and see what we can expect for Cardano between now and the end of the year. Feel free, of course, to chime in with anything else you guys want me to look at. All right, Cardano, I'm seeing. Overall, this pattern doesn't look very dynamic. It's very, so I'm seeing first with Cardano between now and like around June, the moon, which is The moon is interesting. Sorry, I'm not seeing it very well. The moon is kind of, because it's so dreamlike, it's largely removed from the material world. So I see this as kind of being almost distracted by visions and unable to really connect to the actual practicalities and things that are happening in the real world. So it's not really a very dynamic time, I think, for that. And then in the fall, I'm seeing this Two of Pentacles, which, this came up before with another currency a few minutes ago. This is just not a very dynamic time either. This is very strapped in and locked into patterns that doesn't allow a lot of fluctuation. So it's very flat. And then finally for the winter, or October to December, I see this Three of Pentacles. And again, not a very dynamic time. Although this, I would say, has the most potential for growth. It's like the initial development and planning of a growth stage, but it's not quite happening. It's a very slow energy. So I don't see a lot of dynamic action with Cardano this year. I think it's going to be overall pretty flat. Let's move on to the next one. So we're on number 6, XRP. I don't know this one. Let's see what it says. XRP is formerly known as Ripple and created in 2012. Offers a way to pay. Okay, it's just, all right, whatever. Market cap 19 billion. We're getting into some big numbers now. And XRP, let's take a look what we can expect for it. All right. XRP. I'm seeing a lot of similar cards show up. Which kind of suggests these markets are more connected than I initially suggested. XRP overall pattern, not very exciting. I'm seeing a Knight of Cups, which is, maybe a slight increase, but it's also based largely on emotions and dreams, and it's not very. It's just very not. It's just not connecting with the overall investment market. I don't see a lot of change. Again, the moon showed up. So the moon card, again, very dreamy. So it's not very connected to real world practicalities. And finally, a high priestess. So again, this is, I think, a potential for growth and building, but it's not, I don't see it happening much this year. I think overall this cryptocurrency is going to be pretty flat. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now, there's something called the Matthew effect, which is that it's like kind of based on that verse from the Bible that those who have shall, I can't remember. It's basically that, like, if you think of search engines, Google's number one, and like, what's number two? It's maybe Bing, but it's like so far out there, like below it, that it's not even, it's like when you have power and strength, you just like, the distance between the competitors is vast. So I think as you get to the larger crypto markets, I mean the cryptocurrencies, they get larger and larger. So I'm looking at the market cap for the next one. Our next one is USD Coin, and the market cap for this one is 44 billion. So the previous one was 19 billion. So this is over twice as large. It's incredible. And it's a stable coin pegged to the dollar, meaning that its value should not fluctuate. Interesting. Okay, so let's look at this one, USD Coin. And for the remainder of this year. Yeah, another temperance card. Again, whenever a lot of similar cards show up again and again in the readings, it suggests that the markets are very tied together. All right, so for the between now and June or so, I'm seeing temperance, which I don't see a lot of action between now and then. Very flat overall. But for the fall, I'm seeing this Ten of Cups card, which is very positive. So I think there is going to be a pretty strong incline around the fall time. That's what I'm seeing with this. And then finally with the winter, I'm seeing this Eight of Pentacles, which is much more leveling off again. So I think the overall pattern is kind of flat and then fall, rise, and then again, flat again. Overall, not too dynamic though, but I think the fall looks pretty good for that currency. All right, let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is BNB. And BNB, what is BNB? A cryptocurrency issued by Binance, among the largest crypto exchanges in the world. All right, so BNB, let's take a look. Market cap 45 billion. We're in big numbers now. BNB, let's look for the rest of this year. Again, that Two of Pentacles showed up. All right. And again, Knight of Cups showed up. All right, so let's see. So for between now and summer or so, I'm seeing the Hierophant. This is basically orthodoxy and following. This is going to be very much tied to the overall economy and the crypto economy. I think from what I've seen before already, I don't see a lot of dynamic action in the next 3 months in crypto overall. I think it's going to be markets are like people are very hesitant right now to invest in it, so it's going to be kind of flat overall. For the fall, I'm seeing the Two of Pentacles, which again, pretty flat overall. And then finally for the winter, I see the Knight of Cups, which showed up before. And it is an increase. I think in the winter, we're going to see our strongest increase with this currency. But Knight of Cups is not very strong in this regard. I think it's going to be a slight increase. So overall, this pattern, I would say, is flat until around October, around there, November. It's going to slightly increase. All right. Let's move on to the next one, which is Tether. Tether. What is Tether? Tether, their market cap is 72 billion. So again, we've jumped about 30 billion. Tether's price is anchored at $1 per coin. Stable coin, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, yeah, let's see what Tether has coming up for the remainder of this year. Interesting. So Tether is one of the more positive ones. I'm seeing a 7 of Cups between now and June. Pretty positive overall. I think this is a good opportunity. But I think in the fall, this Two of Swords is what I'm seeing, which is not, I see it's kind of like a retreat. So I think a slight increase now, and then around June, July, August, it's going to be just more stable and flatlined. And then in winter, October, November, December, I'm seeing the Sun card, which is very positive. I think this is going to be a very strong. So a lot of these cards, I'm seeing them heat up and perform their best in the winter around October, November, December. Yeah, so that's what you can expect with that one, Tether. All right, now we're in the really big players, the last two. So I'm on number 2 now, which is Ethereum. Yeah, let's see what Ethereum has coming for this year. And seeing a very similar pattern with, I'll explain in a second. So interesting. Okay, so Ethereum. So what I'm seeing with a lot of these currencies is between now and summer is there's going to be slight activity with some. Some are going to be pretty level. None of them are going to dive. I think a lot of the crashing has already happened. And so I think, yeah, like a lot of these currencies between now and June, they're trying to rev up again. But in the summer, I'm seeing a lot of very weak activity, very flat activity. And then in the winter, I'm seeing a lot of strong activity. So this, with Ethereum, I'm seeing something similar. In the next 3 months, I'm seeing the Emperor, which is a pretty strong build. Not super active though. It's like a very cautious take on things. But then in the fall, I'm seeing that this Eight of Pentacles, which is again that flat activity. And then finally, for the winter, I'm seeing a Page of Wands, which is a slight increase, not as strong as some of the other cards that I've seen, not like that Sun card or that Ten of Cups, but it is a slight increase. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing with Ethereum. Ethereum's looks pretty much a much more stable and cautious pattern. It's not going to fluctuate as much, not as volatile. All right, finally, our last coin, Bitcoin itself, which let me again mention the market caps. So Ethereum's market cap is 190 billion. So it's over twice as big as Tether, the third one. And then Bitcoin's is 429 billion, which is again over twice as large as Ethereum. So you can see how these things scale, like that Matthew effect that I'm talking about, where the big players are just in an entirely different league from the other ones. All right, so let's look at Bitcoin through the remainder of this year. I think this is the first cryptocurrency, right? So it says, yeah, hold on a sec. Yeah, that moon card has shown up again. It's shown up at least 3 times, I think. Oh, interesting. Okay, so for Bitcoin, between now and summer, between June or July or so, in the Knight of Pentacles, which is very slight. It's a very slight increase. It's a Knight card, which is an action and energy card, but the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest and not weakest, but the just not dynamic card. So very cautious, very conservative energy, and slight growth though. I see it growing. In the fall though, like July, August, September, I'm seeing the moon. And as I've said before, the moon is about dreaming and kind of moving away from the material world. So I don't see a lot of activity. I see it very flatlined in that time period in the fall. And then finally, October, November, December, I'm seeing the Hangman, which I think this is going to be kind of a withdrawal. Like this is going to be, a slight dip in the winter months for Bitcoin, which is contrary to a lot of the other currencies, which did their best in that time period. Yeah, I don't see it as like a huge devastating collapse, but I see it as just kind of a slight dip down in the winter months. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing for Bitcoin. And that's all the currencies I think I'm going to read on. If you guys don't have any other specific questions right now, you can always comment and ask me to do another reading. Feel free. And I think I'll probably just wrap it up. Or if anyone has any other quick questions. But otherwise, I think I'm going to get going. And let me just remind you again, if you want any personal readings on anything, be it financial matters, personal matters, what have you, feel free to contact me on SuperPeer. use this coupon code for 10% off between now and end of May. Spring Salve. And yeah, I hope to start doing more readings and other things soon. And thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, Christy, you say thank you. You're welcome. Absolutely. I know I haven't done readings in a while, you guys, but I